Hey there, are you one of those people that has a challenge as Mother's Day is approaching? It's coming up this weekend, and for a lot of people, seeing the advertisements, seeing the commercials on TV and commercials on the radio, or anything that you're looking at online, and there is all of this excitement for Mother's Day, but you're not feeling it. So tonight, that's what this show is about, is how to cope with the sadness of Mother's Day. So I'm Holly Pitas, your emotion code body code practitioner, and I'm here to tell you about the emotion code and body code and how it can help you overcome a difficulty such as an impending holiday that is just triggering anything but happiness for you. So there's a lot of people that you might fit into one of these categories, that either your mother has died and it's just sad, and then seeing all of this hoopla about Mother's Day just reminds you that she's passed away. The other difficulty is that maybe you're estranged from your mother. Maybe you and your mother actually never got along, or you didn't have a mother who was caring and someone that you were proud of. So all of those kind of fit into this category. You could be a person who wanted to have children and for whatever reason were not able to. Maybe you had difficulties with conceiving, the difficulty of a stillbirth, the difficulty of a miscarriage. So pretty sad when everyone else is having a baby and you feel like you aren't. So there's a lot of people, and I'm sorry if you are one of them, that just has all of this sadness and disappointment, guilt, frustration, anger, jealousy, all of these feelings that can be swirling around as Mother's Day is approaching. So I'm glad you're here because let me show you the emotion code chart. This is something that we work off of. And using the emotion code, now I think you've probably seen several shows, so you know a little bit about it. You know that we have these emotions that can get trapped where, for whatever reason, it's not really fully processed at the time of the event happening. And so these emotions can get stuck in our energy body, our energy field. And for those of you that are having difficulty now with Mother's Day, you know that it's like this thought or these, a series of thoughts that just keep coming up. You don't want to put the TV on because you don't want to see a commercial and have it trigger you into those feelings of guilt or sadness or crying or failure or hopelessness, grief, whatever those kinds of emotions are that it might trigger for you. So the emotion code is wonderful in this kind of situation. What we do is we can work together. I'm running a special right now, and I'm going to go into that a little bit more, that we can either meet by text or we can meet on Zoom. So it would be similar to what we're doing right now. And I can ask you some ways in which you are triggered. What is your difficulty? Is it that you're crying? Is it that you're angry? Is it that you're not sleeping? What's happening? And so we're going to deal with the actual trigger, not so much the event that happened. And what we'll do then is go through and take a look at which of these emotions that are triggered for you. So I would ask a series of questions, and excuse me, my nose is just tickling me today. It's springtime. So I would ask, what are the emotions that are trapped? Are they in column A? Are they in column B? Is it this row or that row? And we're going to narrow it down to know the difference between you're feeling abandonment or possibly you're feeling failure, which would be in column B on row 2. Maybe you're in column A, row 4. The first word is anger. The second word is bitterness. So each person feels the emotions. I mean, your emotions are completely individual to you. And so what we'll do is we're going to target them, and then we will be able to release them. And so it's done online or through text. So that's really the beauty of this system, is that it works over a distance. So it doesn't matter where in the world you are. It doesn't matter what time you are in or time zone. So we're able to go through and do these sessions. And so it's a beautiful release. It's really amazing. If you've not had a session before, it's difficult to explain how tremendous you can feel afterwards. So most people say that they feel lighter, they feel happier. There are just different things that can be released, and sometimes you just don't even know about it until it happens. And so if this is also a week that your stress is triggering some body responses, so maybe it's sleeplessness, maybe you have an upset stomach, maybe it's headaches or backaches or some other ache or pain, by going in and releasing the targeted emotion that is stuck in your energy system, that can also release the connected pain. So if the reason you're having a headache is because you are stressed about the events and like dreading Sunday, or dreading having to show up for a family party and everybody else has kids and you are the one who does not, it can, there's this dichotomy of feelings that is going on in you, and so, or could be going on in you. And so by being able to release these connected emotions, it can help free you so that you're not feeling so burdened. So I would love to be able to help you out with this. So I have this special that is running right now, and you can find it on my website, hollypitas.com. And there is a link. I'm going to show you the picture that's connected with it. But the link to go and show you how you want to sign up for the session. So I'm doing this special, $20, 20 minutes. And so I really want to be able to help as many people as I can. It's an important week. It's a difficult week for a lot of people. And I'd really like to be able to share this talent with you and share the benefits of the emotion code. So let me just find my picture here, because you would be seeing my here we go, my Facebook postings of this picture. And, for a lot of people, Mother's Day is when you go to a cemetery, or you hide because you just don't want to answer the phone, or you just don't want to have to deal with the world because of your own sadness or grief. So look for this picture. Like I said, it's on my website. And then underneath you can click to the link and you can select if you want to do this by text or if you want to do it by a Zoom. And if you have another idea, if neither of those work for you, just send me an email and we can see what way we can connect so that it will work for you. So the emotion code, again, just briefly, you see the book in the background. And that's actually the second release of the Emotion Code book. Dr. Bradley Nelson discovered the system, and he is a retired holistic chiropractor. He, through his work as a chiropractor, working with people, giving them great adjustments and them still having the same physical difficulties, he eventually created this system, or discovered the system, that it's really these emotions that get trapped. And if we can specifically identify that individual emotion and release it, then it can just make our entire systems work better. So you sleep better, you digest better, you don't have the aches and pains, you don't have frustrations, maybe your temper is not as short. Can also help with other things. If you're doing, emotional eating, or trying to break a cigarette habit, or drinking too much, by releasing those associated emotions that is throwing you into that habit, it can be just a tremendous relief for you and clear your distraction on some of these physical issues or emotional issues so that you can just get rid of them. It's sort of like cleaning out your emotional attic. All these things that are stuck in you, you don't really even know they're there. You forgot that they were there. Just like when you clean an attic and you think, and whether it be your attic or your garage or your basement or storeroom, whatever that is, you go there and you think you know what's in there, and you come upon a box and it's like, wow, I completely forgot that this was here. I didn't know that I had this any longer. And it's the same with the emotions that are trapped for you, that you might think you have processed something. You think, oh, well, my mom died 25 years ago. I don't really think that I need to deal with it. I think I did deal with all of that 25 years ago. But emotions can be kind of sneaky, and they can sneak out, creep up on you, sort of when you least expect it. I remember working with one lady who, she thought she was doing fine, and she actually was in a fast food place, and she had to wait in line. She was inside the building. This is also pre-pandemic, so you could actually go into the restaurants. Anyway, she was in line, and she had been thinking about her mom and her death and the illness that led up to the death and things. And she got up to the counter, and the clerk said, can I take your order? And the woman just burst into tears, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about my mother, and she died recently. And you just never know when it's going to happen. So and the same thing if it's the opposite, that maybe you are the mother and your adult child died or teenage child died. Those are just really incredibly difficult things to have to process and deal with. And so often the feeling is that you're very alone. You feel like, who else is feeling these kinds of emotions, or who else could I talk to about it? And then if you go to a grief group, they can be really helpful. They're helpful for a lot of people. But the reason people are there is because they want to talk about their grief. And then they're just going to talk about their grief and talk about their grief. And kind of the more you talk about something, the more you focus on it, the bigger it gets. And so the beauty, again, of the emotion code is that it can pinpoint the emotions that are troubling you and pinpoint them, like I said, very specifically. Again, if we look at the emotion code chart, you might think that you're just feeling sadness, when in actuality you're feeling hopeless, or you're feeling a lack of control. And by identifying the emotion, which I know how to do as a certified emotion code body code practitioner, by identifying it specifically, we're able to release it for you and help get you feeling better. And that's actually why I named my emotion code body code business Get Feeling Better, because that's really what I want to help you with. So please take a look at this. I'm going to show it back here. So this is the link, again, hollypitas.com. You will see the picture of the lady with the flowers, and underneath that is the link that will take you to the page to do the scheduling. So I look forward to working with you. This is a special that I'm doing this week now before Mother's Day, and but these feelings can also crop up anytime. So through working together with sessions with the emotion code body code, I am certainly able to help you with these kinds of challenges at any time. So I would like to thank you so much for joining me tonight. And if you're showing up live, I think you would see above me there is a link to allow your comments to be shown so that I can know that you are here and watching and wanting to participate or volunteer. And if you're watching it on the replay, then you're just getting the replay. So come and join me next week. I'm here on Tuesday nights, 7 o'clock Eastern time. And I always love having someone come to be a volunteer, whether it is you or one of your pets, or you have an issue with one of your pets. I love working with pets and their people. So thank you so much. I am Holly Pitas, your emotion code body code practitioner. I hope you have a fine week, and I look forward to seeing you